Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another weekly Forex analysis video. This is going to be for September 8th through the 13th. So last week we absolutely killed it, right? I think all four of my pairs went exactly in the direction that I called it. Everything was going super smoothly. And I explained that on my Instagram story like 3 or 4 or 5 different times for all the pairs. Just really good of a week. So I'm hoping that some of you guys caught some of the trades that I told you guys to trade as well. This week I have 4 pairs on my list again. Some of them are way higher confluence than the others, but let's just jump into the charts, and I'll show you what I have. All right, so first up on the list is GBP NZD. Last week I was explaining on my Instagram how FX Alex G, I think he was trying to trade this pair, but I did not have this on my watch list. And I did not enter any trade. So I think he maybe entered somewhere around here, like this. But the reason why I didn't enter the trade, one, it wasn't on my watch list, but two, is we're above the area of interest. And I keep on explaining this to you guys many, many times. We do not want to put in a sell position when we're above the area of interest, and we do not want to put a buy position when we're below the area of interest, right? It doesn't make sense, right? We want to use the area of interest as either support or resistance. This week, I think we're going to be using it as support. Clearly, we already did use it as support. We already had a very nice push upwards. Now, I'm simply waiting back for the retracement back into the Fibonacci golden zone that I have. I explained to you guys on my previous video, so go ahead and watch that. We have a couple of our demand zones. A couple of our demand zones lining up. I have a little cheat sheet there just to remember which one is supply and demand. A couple of our demand zones lining up decently well. Not exact, but they're lining up pretty strong, right? So I don't know if I want to enter in maybe here or here, or try to shoot for something like this. I would prefer to just enter it at the 0.618. And then have my stop loss below not only the area of interest, but also this recent low. We have our EMA coming up as well. Everything is looking super, super clean to continue this pattern, this bullish pattern, right? So that's what I'm kind of going to be looking for. I think it looks very clean on the daily too, kind of starting to create this reverse head and shoulders where we were bearish. And then we're starting to push bullish, right? And we want to use this week as a retracement back into this area of interest to then really continue the push upwards for maybe a whole, 3-4 days of just bullish candles, right? All the way up to even here, potentially. I would love to see that. That would be a great push. But, we have to be realistic. We're not shooting for 1 to 5s here or 1 to 7s. We're shooting for 1 to 2.5, 1 to 2, right? That's kind of like the goal here with the strategy. We're not shooting for big wins. If that was the case, then I would be putting my stop loss all the way here, right? That's just not that's just not how I trade, not how it works. But yeah, GBP NZD looking super clean. Next up, NZDUSD, another confluencing pair. Remember, I always tell you guys these reverse confluencing pairs will always work out very well together. So GBP NZD, we're going long. NZDUSD, we're going short. And you'll see in EURGBP, I believe I'm going long as well, which actually might be a little counter confluence, but these two are confluencing, this and this, not so much. But either way, let's talk about NZDUSD. So this last week could have had another killer trade, like I just explained in the intro, like really reversed, come back, retest area of interest. Fib sequence was almost tapped into the 0.5, 0.618 golden zone. Not exactly, but was still very clean. Could have entered a position easy, 1 to 2.8, no problem. But this week, we're kind of looking for something similar, right? We have our fib sequence drawn up, and we could see that our supply zones are lining up pretty well with the 0.618 and also the 0.5 zone. So our golden zone is looking pretty strong. We have our EMA, 4-hour EMA, lining up really well with our area of interest as well. And then we want to continue this downtrend to the downside, right? This is somewhat of a counter trend trade just because we are above a lot of these highs and we want to see it continue downwards. But I do believe if we do just continue pushing downwards, then we can switch our position into a long position and potentially look for a buy, right? So on the daily time frame, actually it's probably a little cleaner on the weekly. Yeah, the weekly time frame, we can see we made a beautiful, very clean double bottom, like nearly exact. pushed up, turned it bullish, coming back, retracing at this area of interest before continuing to the upside, right? So that's what we're going to be looking for on the weekly. So this might take another 2-3 days, 4 days. I also want to see a good 4-hour or maybe daily shift of structure before we look for buy positions. So in that case, I really just want to see, you know, continue push, maybe a reverse head and shoulders to continue to the upside. But first, I would love to see a retracement back into this area of interest, wipe out some of these supplies, use this area as resistance, and then fall to the downside before trending upwards again. So that's NZDUSD. Euro GBP looking decently clean, not 100%, but looking, it's like it's getting there, right? So basically, what I see that's very clean is the weekly, right? Beautiful reverse head and shoulders, retesting the left shoulder here to continue bullish. Even though we are below this main area of interest, which is kind of unfortunate, we're also below our EMA, which is kind of unfortunate. So it's not like super high confluence, but it is still decently clean. The only thing I'm going to be looking for really is to make sure that price action stays above this area, right? We want to make sure that price action stays above this lower area of interest before continuing to the upside. We want to see it retrace, right? Hopefully it continues, and then we can get something like this and put our entry somewhere here. We'll use the EMA as support, this area of interest as support, previous market structure. We'll have maybe a supply zone here or something like that. We'll have to see exactly how market structure develops, but this is this is like the play that I would like to see play out for this trade, which would make it very high confluence. But, you know, we just really need to see market structure first. We're not here to guess it or predict it. This is just like the only case that I would want to see if I am going to trade this pair. So not super high confluence, but something to keep on the lookout, right? And last but not least, AUD/USD. This pair could have been so good last week if you guys traded it. Like, I literally called this one to the T, right? I was a little greedy with my entry. I was a bit greedy with my entry, honestly, because I had this drawn here, this 30-minute supply zone, and I really wanted to enter to this exact tick. So I had my entry like a pip before it, with I think my stop loss maybe above here, right? And then, you know, my take profit would have been down here to a 2.3. And I saw it coming up, and I was like so disappointed when I saw it reverse, and I just didn't get entered into the trade, only by 2 pips, right? 2 pips, and I would have been in this trade, and I would have, you know, walked away for 3 hours and came back to so much profit. So it is what it is. A better trade maybe would have been to not be greedy with the entry. Like I explained in the Fibonacci sequence video, you want to enter your position on the earliest point where it may reject from. So in this case, it would have been the 0.618 zone, right? And you could maybe put it above this, or you want riskier, put it at the halfway mark. So I think I was a little greedy with this one. I should have put my entry where I normally do with my trading plan, which would have profited at 2.6, but unfortunately that didn't happen, so this trade I missed. But we're continuing this trend downwards, and it's looking even cleaner this week. The only negative about this trade is that we don't have many supply zones in our area of interest, right? We had a big, like, maybe this was a news event, I'm not even sure. We just had a very big push downwards, and really there's no supply to be seen. There's no 1 hour that's in this area, right? We're trying to look for supply that's in this area to use it to go short. There's no 1 hour, there's no 2 hour, there's no 4 hour, there's no 30-minute, there's only this 1 15-minute, which is like, it's not that high of a confluence. I wish there was a lot more, but either way, it would be very, very clean if this continues to the downside. We can wick up for this week into this area of interest before continuing to push downwards. Even though, yes, the weekly is bullish, I think just, you know, counter trend trades, not even a counter trend, the daily is bearish, and the 4 hour is very bearish too. So it's really not a counter trend trade at all. It's just continuing to push this price downwards. So yeah, again, this one confluences with NZDUSD. NZDUSD, we're going short. AUDUSD, we're going short. GBP NZD, we're going long. It's only this one that isn't super high confluence or trending, I guess, if that makes sense. yeah, not super high confluence, but it's just something I want to look at. So those are my 4 pairs for this week. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching this weekly Forex analysis video. I'll see you guys in some future videos. Hit up my comments if you have any questions, or Instagram DMs. I'm more than happy to respond. So good luck trading this week, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.